It started innocently enough, as most horrors do. My Instagram feed had become a nightly ritual, scrolling through endless photos of smiling faces, perfect vacations, and artsy flat lays of coffee cups. The monotony of it was comforting, predictable even. But then, 3 weeks ago, something changed. I started receiving strange DMs from an account I didn't follow. The username was @EchoesOfYou, and the profile picture was just a blurry black and white image, almost like a smudge on glass. The first message was harmless. "You've been tagged in a memory. Curious?" I clicked the link, which led me to a picture tagged with my username. It was a photo of me sitting on a park bench. Except, I hadn't been to that park in years. My stomach twisted as I noticed the date stamp on the corner of the photo. It was yesterday's date. I didn't remember sitting there yesterday. The caption read, "We all leave echoes behind." I closed the app, convincing myself it was a prank. Maybe someone was playing with an old photo of me. But that didn't explain the date. The next morning, another notification. This time, it was a story mention. Against my better judgment, I opened it. The story was a grainy video of me walking down my street last night. My house was visible in the background. The video cut abruptly, ending with a distorted voice whispering, "Soon." I froze. I hadn't told anyone where I lived, and my account was private. When I tried to block @EchoesOfYou, the account didn't exist. I double-checked my DMs, but their messages were gone, like they'd never been there. It was as if I had imagined it all. But I hadn't. That night, I locked every door and window in my house and stayed up scrolling mindlessly, pretending everything was fine. Around 2 a.m., I received another notification. A new post from @EchoesOfYou. It was a live video. Heart pounding, I clicked. The stream was dark at first, but then the camera adjusted. I saw my own bedroom door closed. I was sitting on the other side of it. My breathing hitched as the door handle in the video began to turn, slowly, silently. I scrambled to grab something for defense, a lamp, anything. My screen flickered. The live feed was gone, replaced by a photo of me staring at my phone, terror etched on my face. The caption read, "Look behind you." My blood ran cold. I didn't dare look. Instead, I bolted out of the room, my phone clutched tightly in my hand. I ran until I was outside, standing in the middle of the street. My neighbor's lights were off. The world felt unnervingly silent, as if holding its breath. When I finally looked at my phone again, my Instagram account was wiped clean. All my photos, followers, everything gone. Except for one post, a single photo of my house, taken from the street. I was standing in the shot, holding my phone, staring up at the second-floor window. But the window showed something impossible. Someone, or something, was standing in my bedroom, watching me. I moved out of that house the next day, deleted Instagram, and haven't been online since. But sometimes, when I walk past a reflective surface, I swear I see a blurry figure standing just behind me, watching, waiting. I can't shake the feeling that I'm still tagged in someone else's memory. I wasn't big on social media. My Instagram account was more of a scrapbook, a place for random food shots, blurry concert videos, and the occasional vacation selfie. That all changed last month when I stumbled across something that's been haunting me ever since. It started with a notification, suggested for you at Lost in Shadows Live. The account had no profile picture, no bio, and only a single post. A short clip of a woman sitting alone in a dimly lit room, staring directly at the camera. Her face was expressionless, but her eyes seemed to pierce right through the screen. Against my better judgment, I clicked follow. That night, I got a notification that the account was live. It was past midnight, and my wife and son were fast asleep. Curious, I joined. The stream was unsettling. The same woman sat in the same dark room, but now the shadows behind her seemed to move. It wasn't like a trick of the light. It was deliberate, like figures shifting just out of focus. The chat was oddly empty. There were no viewers except me. "Hello," the woman said softly, her voice crackling like an old radio. "You're here." I typed, "Who are you?" She didn't answer. Instead, she smiled faintly and whispered, "Do you know who's watching you?" The screen went black. I closed the app, laughing nervously to myself. It was probably some artsy horror project. But when I went to check the account again, it was gone. No posts, no followers, nothing. Weird. The next day, I couldn't stop thinking about it. During my lunch break, I searched for the account. Nothing. My phone buzzed. "You missed a live stream from At Lost in Shadows Live." The account was back. I clicked on the notification immediately, but the stream had ended. Frustrated, I scrolled through the comments section of the single post they had. One comment stood out, "Don't watch it. Block the account." The words sent a chill down my spine. That night, the account went live again. Against my better judgment, I clicked in. This time, the room was different. Bare walls, a single flickering bulb, and a wooden chair in the center. The woman wasn't there. Instead, the camera was focused on me. I froze. The room on the screen was unmistakably my basement. The same cracked floor tiles, the same leaning shelf I'd been meaning to fix. The chair in the center of the room? It was one of ours. I could see the faint outline of my own shadow on the wall behind the camera. Then I heard it. A soft creak coming from downstairs. I bolted upright, nearly dropping my phone. My wife stirred in her sleep, but I didn't dare wake her. Instead, I grabbed the nearest object, a baseball bat, and crept toward the basement. The door was ajar. I could feel cold air wafting up the stairs. My heart pounded as I descended, one step at a time. The light was on, just like in the stream, and the chair sat in the center of the room. Empty. I searched every corner of the basement, every shadow. Nothing. No camera, no woman, no sign of anyone ever being there. I should have felt relief, but something was wrong. The air was heavy, suffocating. Then my phone buzzed again. I looked at the screen. "You're live now at Lost in Shadows Live." I fumbled to open Instagram. My camera was on. The live stream was broadcasting me, standing in my basement, looking terrified. The chat exploded with comments. "Who's behind you? Run. She's there." I whipped around, bat raised. The room was empty, but then I saw it on the screen. A shadow slipping past the corner of the frame. The chat went wild. "She's closer." I dropped the bat and bolted upstairs, locking the basement door behind me. My wife woke up, startled. "What's wrong?" she asked. I didn't know how to explain. Instead, I showed her my phone. The live stream was still running, but now the camera showed my living room. The view was from inside the house. We called the police, but they found nothing. No signs of forced entry, no hidden cameras. They told me to take a break from social media. I deleted the account, wiped my Instagram, even changed my phone. But it didn't end there. Every few nights, I get a notification. "You missed a live stream from At Lost in Shadows Live." I don't click anymore. I can't. Because the last time I did, the stream showed my son's room.